first?
Yeah, I just want to start by saying almost all those weight loss programs will initially give you some weight loss or you'll notice a difference in your body, but not all of them are sustainable. So that's a major thing with going with a fad diet. All of them are a little bit different, obviously. For me, the keto diet is very extreme. It's very strict. So if once you go off that keto eating plan, your body tends to hold on to the carbs that you haven't been eating, not know how to process them. And also, it's not lifestyle. Nobody is typically gonna stay on a keto diet for a lifetime. So that's kind of my thing about those sort of fad diets or extreme diets. That is extreme to me. And for me, I want it to be lifestyle.
Yeah, just to add on that, like Shannon said, a lot of those fad diets, you will see initial weight loss, especially because you're more mindful. So it's not necessarily that the diet itself is helping, it's just that you're becoming more mindful. The thing that they all have in common is they tend to take something away, be it like keto takes away a whole food group, or Weight Watchers takes away food because you're counting points. And a lot of things they have in common is you'll see that you have a lot of deficiencies in your diet as a side effect of that. And because of that, you'll find that your cravings get more intense because your body is craving the deficiency from the diet. And so eventually you're going to become so overwhelmed with being deficient that your hormones are going to get out of whack, and you're going to eventually cave, and you're going to eventually cheat on that diet. So that's why they're not sustainable in the long run, as opposed to, a wellness program.
So with both of your personal experiences, would you recommend Weight Watchers or keto to someone, or do you think it's more of a better approach to have them do something more sustainable and take like a wellness approach on it, and not so much worry about how much weight you can lose how fast, but doing it over a longer period of time?
Yeah, for all of our clients and members here at Crown Fit, I'm always about wellness approach or just a clean eating lifestyle diet, which is the same thing. We're just calling it kind of two different things, because we want it to be a lifestyle. We want to teach our members, I want to teach my friends, my kids, the people I love, how to eat a proper diet so that they're getting everything their body needs from whole, clean foods. And I myself don't ever want to feel deprived, and a diet is depriving yourself of something. And to me, that's a negative connotation. I want a good relationship with food, and I feel like you can't foster that if you are excluding, if you're excluding carbs from your diet, excluding things from your diet. You want to add on?
No, that's perfect. Just like you said, diets tend to create this negative connotation with food so that you continue to have an unhealthy relationship. So the main goal is you want to be able to live life to where you're eating food because you know it's good for you, but then every once in a while, if you want to have something, you don't have to worry about, oh, well, it's not in my diet plan. You could just enjoy it and then continue to have a healthy lifestyle.
Absolutely.
So definitely.
And with a keto diet, I've noticed, just to throw that one out there, I don't want to just not only talk about that diet, but specifically with the keto diet, because it was really popular recently and people saw a lot of good or a lot of fast results with it, but never sustainable results, I need to add. There was a lack of energy in the members that I noticed were coming in and were on the keto diet. They didn't have the energy to even sustain their normal lifestyle plus a 45-minute workout, which is not good. So it's telling you right there your body's not getting what it needs. You should be able to sustain a lifestyle and do a 45-minute workout without feeling totally fatigued.
Yep.
So
upon my research, when I was researching Weight Watchers more, I was actually talking to some people I know that did the program, and something that stuck with me was one of them told me, I suggested an avocado for a snack, and she told me she can't have that because that's too many points. So even though something is like high fat or high carbs, can you guys kind of explain that that's okay? Because I think that Weight Watchers in particular kind of has a negative connotation with certain foods and high points when they really are good for you. You do need them.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that goes along with something I always say, that not all calories are created equal. So you can eat 250 calories of a candy bar, or you could eat 250 calories of sweet potato and chicken. And they're not, your body is gonna do two totally different things with them, right? There's still the same amount of points. So if we put it in a point term, right? There's still, those two foods would probably be the same amount of points because the same amount of calories.
Yeah.
I think it would vary. I think that's how they would compare. But your body is going to do so much more. It's going to do so much more for your body to eat the 250 calories in the healthy, clean foods as it is more so than obviously the 250 calories in a candy bar. So just because something is high in fat, if it's a good fat, right, the heart healthy fats, those should never be excluded from your diet. And any diet that tells you that is not lifestyle diet. So you should be able to put those in your diet. Yes, you need to watch your calorie intake, but it should never be, no, you can't eat this, right? Should never be that.
Yes, exactly. And the thing too is that people usually equate being lean and losing weight to being healthy, and that's not the case. You could be your goal weight and still feel like garbage because your diet is full of foods that aren't full of nutrients. So even though an avocado might be a little bit more points, you know, those healthy fats are gonna help your hair, they're gonna help your cell membranes, they're gonna help everything inside your body, your joints, as compared to like a candy bar, even though that might be delicious.
Right.
You know, so definitely all points, all calories are not created equal. And again, it comes back to balance. You have to have a balanced diet. So if you have just a diet full of rice cakes, you're missing out on a lot of key points there in your diet or your nutrition plan.
Absolutely.
I think that's something really important that a lot of people don't even think to look at when they look for those diets, because everybody wants to just lose weight in the fastest way possible. And I think through my nutrition class and through working out at Crown Fit, I've learned a lot about making it more sustainable, making it a lifestyle. So we talk here at Crown Fit about using MyFitnessPal sometimes, and we also use it in my nutrition class. So can you ladies kind of explain what the benefits of using that are, and how that might be a better long-term approach than, say, Weight Watchers?
Yeah, I personally have used MyFitnessPal, you know, for years now. For me, like Katie said, it's really about being mindful. So if I know I have to put it in MyFitnessPal, I'm probably gonna think twice about eating the bag of chips or the candy bar or whatever it may be, right? Or having the Starbucks latte. So one, it's really about being mindful. And then two, you can view your macros, and macros are really just your carbs, your fat, and your protein. That's what your diet consists of, right? So I can view how well balanced my diet is. So that's also huge for me. I can see if I'm too high in fat or if I'm too high in carbs. I want all those three things, right? But again, there has to be a balance there. So really, MyFitnessPal does everything for you. It counts up your, you know, it can add your exercise in, it can add your, you put your own personal goals in, right? So it's never, MyFitnessPal doesn't restrict you, right? It's really more of a tool to help you learn what's best for your body, because everyone's body needs something different. So that, I think, going back to why fad diets don't work, is because everyone's body needs something different, right? So you have to figure that out. So for me, it's really about the accountability and clearly seeing what I'm eating. And, you know, and I also go, I think about how I feel today, and then I can look back at what I ate yesterday and be like, wow, I was really low in calories. I didn't eat enough protein. No wonder I'm tired today. So then I can readjust the next day, and it saves a diary. It's right on your phone. Everybody has their phone. It's convenient. It's easy. There's barcode scanners. It's just, for me, it's just the way that I live. That's the way that I live. I live and die by MyFitnessPal. It's where I keep everything.
Yeah.
To add on to what you said about not feeling good when you realize you didn't hit enough calories, I can attest to that too. I actually talked to you, I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
When I was like, wow, I'm not hitting my calorie goal, and I think at first I didn't want to. I was like, oh, if I don't
kind of proud of that, right?
Yeah, I was like, if I don't eat all that, that's good. Like, I'm gonna lose weight faster, and on top of working out and stuff, like Shannon said, I didn't have enough energy. I was ready for bed at like 6 o'clock. I just didn't feel as good, and I kind of just had a bad outlook on eating all those calories.
Right.
So, and the nice thing about MyFitnessPal too is you can add friends, and I think that social aspect will help a lot in making it a lifestyle rather than a fad.
Right. Yeah, and it being so easy to use is huge
Yeah,
too. You know,
it
most
is.
people can kind of figure it out. But yeah, seeing your friends so and so logged in for so many days, you're like, oh,
I gotta
you
do
know.
it.
Yeah.
But really, truly, we all are. We all need to be accountable. Success really comes from being accountable and being consistent,
Yep.
right? So you have your friends on MyFitnessPal. You know, you can see. You know, once you get in the groove of like inputting everything in, it just becomes second nature. You can save meals. You can save all your ingredients, and then it's like plugging in all the.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing I just thought of that's really important. If I know I'm gonna put it in MyFitnessPal, I want it to be simple, so it helps me eat
Yeah.
clean, right? So I'm not making casseroles, which it's fine to do every once in a while, where you add the cheese and the this and that, which all those are fine, but you know, adding all those additives in that we don't necessarily need, I'm like, I don't wanna put that in MyFitnessPal, so let me simplify it,
That's a
so
good
that it's
point.
easier to put in MyFitnessPal, right?
Yeah.
So that's another big thing for me.
The one thing I want to add about MyFitnessPal, I think it's great. I use it all the time. It's a tool, and so a tool could be used for good or it could be used for bad. So if you're someone that kind of like they were going off of like at first you're like, oh, I didn't eat all my calories, and you're feeling good about that, then it's kind of not helping you in a way. So
Right.
be mindful when you're using it of being obsessive about it. You know, what I like to do is I'll plan my food for the day, you know, what I want to eat naturally, and then I'll be like, oh, let me go log it into MyFitnessPal just to make sure it's kind of in the parameters that I'm trying to get for my body type. Okay, it's close enough, it's good enough, I know I'm going to eat it all, and I like all the food, and then that's kind of like the healthy way I use it.
Right.
Instead of constantly being on it and checking everything, you kind of want to have a good mindset with food, but MyFitnessPal I think is the best option for doing that. Versus like a diet or something like that. So you could still be mindful of what you're eating, making sure that it's full of what you need. Like Shannon said, it has the macro counter there, so you can kind of stay on top of, okay, maybe I had, you know, not enough protein today, and that's the big one.
Yeah.
Not enough protein is number one.
Yeah, that is huge.
But
Are there any other things you ladies want to add? I think that covers it pretty well.
Yeah. I think one thing I do want to add too is it's really easy to get obsessive like about the number on the scale, and I know I think it's directly, I think we correlate the number on the scale to the food we eat, to the, like the calories. So calories, the weight on the scale, and it doesn't necessarily work that way. So just going back to numbers are a hard thing. That's why I don't step on the scale very often, which we need to be in a healthy weight range, but just keep in mind that you can be on a 13 or 1400 calorie diet, which is low, by the way, really low, and you can be eating 13 or 1400 calories of crap, or you could be eating, flip it the other way, you could be eating 2200 calories of good, clean, healthy food, and believe it or not, your body is probably going to do better and lose weight if you need to, eating 2300 calories if you're active lifestyle, right? 2300 calories of a well-balanced, clean diet.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing for me, is the numbers. And also, just if anyone with fad diets, another big thing is anyone with eating disorders or past eating disorders, any restrictive diets are not good for you. That can quickly bring you back to that, to a bad place mentally. So that's just something to think about. Being super restrictive isn't good for our mental health.
And one last thing I want to add too, like I said, like a lot of diets, they tend to take things away. So like a great place to start instead of going on a diet is to try adding whole foods to your diet, whole grains, leafy vegetables, things with fiber. If you tell yourself that you're not going to take things away and you just start adding good things, it creates a positive spin on it to where you're not going to be as hungry. You won't have the room for the candy bars and all that other added stuff